Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be recapping training camp day 6, I believe. I was there in Ashburn, so I'll give you guys everything you need to know, some of the sleeper players, some of the star players, and much more. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and that notification bell as well, so you never miss a video. So the news of the day, we can get into it later because I know you guys want more of the play-by-play, my thoughts and everything. So Nate Herbig, who they signed, who I thought had a chance to maybe start if Sam Cosmi was missing some time and would have been a good depth piece. He retires, had a torn rotator cuff, and a lot like I think last year or something. I don't know, but it is a little bit unfortunate because I did think he'd be a solid backup for the team. But hey, it is what it is, and the Commanders will be fine. So one guy that played really well today, Kain Medrano. Practice was pretty chill. Honestly, nothing crazy. No pads, I believe. And, it was a little bit of a longer practice. And, you could definitely feel like the presence of Terry not being there, was a little bit, unfortunate. I didn't see him, sitting there. I was on the other end zone with my guy, Ed Oliver, not the one from the Bills, but got to meet Ed for the first time, even though we've known each other since like 2019. It's crazy, but finally got to talk to him. That was great. We sat together for a while, and he was able to get some autographs for his kids, which was cool. And a lot of players were signing, which was really cool that they stick around because it's a long practice. It's hot. But let's get back into this. So Kain Medrano had an interception play before he had a pass breakup, and then I was watching after that, because I didn't even realize what number he was until it started to happen. I believe 56. And he made the first play. I was like, all right, tough. And then he makes another play, and it's interception. I was like, okay, wow. Now you got my attention a little bit. The next couple plays, or one of them, I watched him, and he had a really good coverage on whoever it was he was on. Now, obviously not working with the first team. Can't remember if it was second or third team. I believe he worked some with the second team. Also, Marcus Mariota, the last couple of days, hasn't been practicing. I think they said some ramp up, ramp down stuff for him. But, Kain Medrano was probably the star of the day for me today, just because, making those two plays back-to-back is really good. Let's go over some play-by-play. Again, I was there, but not paying attention the whole time because I'm talking and stuff. But Noah Brown, when I was watching routes and I was talking to Ed about this, I thought Noah Brown looked really, really good, and I think he has a chance to be really cool, good for the Commanders. So he was decent last year, got hurt again this offseason, but if he can stay healthy, he can be good. And then also, one thing I thought was really interesting is, their punt returns. They were, I'm not going to give away too much because, maybe it's, something that they're going to try to do in a game, but they were definitely doing some interesting stuff on the punt returns. Chris Moore, I believe this was he says that he had a nice contested catch. I think this is the one he's talking about, on the left side of the field, and kind of goes up for it, and it kind of bounces around, and he makes the catch. He might have had another catch. I believe he did have a drop. So just something to watch out for there. The first team offensive line was Laramie Tunsil, Brandon Coleman, I was about to say Nick Allegretti, but no. What's his name? Tyler Biotish, then Nick Allegretti, and then Andrew Wiley. So got Nick Allegretti and Tyler Biotish mixed up. But Josh Connerly's still not really working with the first team. At least what I was watching today, he didn't. He was working with the second team. It is what it is. Cornerbacks, I didn't really notice too much. Saw Mikey got beat a couple times, but they were for like kind of small gains, and he had some good coverage as well. So one guy, Trey Amos, he made a nice play, and then he was like celebrating towards the crowd, which was cool. Trey Amos has that CB1 aura that you want, and he's a very confident guy for sure. And then Moore had a nice catch. Debo had a nice diving catch on a deep pass from Daniels. He also had a nice catch from Sam Hartman early on. He had a nice catch off a pass from Sam Hartman early on, and I thought that was a really good pass by Hartman. And it was kind of mixed, but I thought that he was working with the twos, Sam Hartman, but maybe it was the threes. I don't know. Again, Mariota wasn't there, so it definitely makes a difference. But those are some of the plays that Zach Selby said. We'll go to Lionel here because he usually does a little bit more detailed. Kaz Allen, he did make a nice catch or so. So watch out for him. Number 22 switched his number. Yeah, I do remember. I didn't realize who it was, but yeah, there was a tipped pass, and it was a Dorrance Armstrong play. And this gives me a good reminder. I thought the D-line played a lot better. The D-line played a lot better than the O-line. And did see Von Miller in there for a couple plays. He looked really good from what I saw. There's a couple plays, and he was getting close to the quarterback. So shout out to Von Miller. I think he has a chance to be a really good player for them in his role. Let's see. Yeah, and he talked about the Jaden play. It would have been sacked, and yeah, he's right. It probably would have been sacked. There was a lot of plays, again, where the D-line was playing better than the O-line, and yeah, what was I going to say? A lot of times where Jaden or Josh Johnson, were scrambling. And yeah, this is the play I was talking about. Chris Moore had a circus catch with Jonathan Jones all over him. It was offside, so Harmon took a shot. And yeah, this was the play I was also talking about where Chris Moore dropped it. And I was standing right in front of it. I just forgot if it was, I was pretty sure it was Chris Moore, but I didn't remember for sure. But he had whoever he was going up against beat, and it was a hard, very, very hard throw for Jaden to make. He makes it, and he drops it in an absolute bucket. And Chris Moore drops it. So Chris Moore had a good day, but man, you can't drop a pass like that. And I guess that's yeah. So Mikey was talking some ish against Chris Moore, and I didn't see this part that Noah Brown had a deep ball go through his hands. There was a couple receivers dropping passes like in the warm-ups. I think Debo might have. I can't remember who else, but a lot of them were kind of like, it's really like short range stuff, and sometimes like the timing's a little bit, it's not even quarterback throwing, it's like someone on the staff, or not even. So I'm not blaming them on that. But Bates, who first of all, he's massive. I mean, he's like 6'6", 6'7", and is jacked. But he dropped the pass during 7v7 or 11v11s. I just thought that was notable. And if you want to get on the field, dude, like besides just blocking, like you got to make these catches, and you're not showing your coaches that you can do that by dropping passes in camp. So obviously during these scrimmages, we're gonna be able to see a lot more, but you can't be doing that. You cannot be doing that. You got to be making these catches. And Ben Sinnott, didn't really notice him much. Luke didn't notice him too much. He had he had a catch or two during team drills, so nothing crazy. But again, I did notice he did have a catch or two, so at least that's good. I didn't see Jalen have a catch. Jalen Lane. I'm trying to think of anyone else, but overall, it was a chill practice. Again, longer than usual, and no pads. It was hot, but they started early, which is cool. A lot of players were signing afterwards. B-Rob a lot. Deron Payne was signing for everyone, which I remember a few years ago he almost never signed. And the last couple of training camps I've been to, he's been signing. Jalen Holmes was signing. Michael Dieter, Johnny Newton, Josh Connerly was signing everyone's autographs, and then Dietrich Wise. So a lot of guys signing, which is cool, always good. It's super crowded. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys new, and peace.